Hello everyone, my name is Moon and welcome back to 7 Days to Die. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and say that this episode is gonna be kind of controversial, so if you don't want to watch it, feel free to leave now, but you have been warned. But yeah, so anyway, last episode I talked about like shit that, I won't ever get to do, like my dreams and shit that I won't ever get to do, or some very few that I will get to do. But today, like I was saying, it's going to be controversial. Again, last chance, leave if you don't want to be offended, because that's what a lot of people get nowadays. Anyway, so I'm actually recording it as a few days before the whole initial date happens, or so for this thing that will happen. But I've kind of known about it for at least a week or two, and I've been wanting to do a video on it just so I could state my facts and opinions. And again, these are my opinions. This has nothing to do with anything political. I'm not trying to get on the high horse of politicality, if that's even the right word, or if that's even a fucking word. But anyway, so there's a new disease coming around called Disease X. Shocker, it sounds so fucking deadly and shit. Right. Yeah. I'm gonna throw up a few like screenshots of a few of the things that I've been seeing. A lot of it was on Twitter. When I don't get on Twitter just to like, oh, I'm gonna see what's going on Twitter. I just kind of browse to see like if anyone's followed me on there or someone's messaged me, because I'm a small time YouTuber, gotta constantly look for shit like that. But I started seeing that Disease X was trending. I hate that this is what we live in. So I'm gonna call this thing fear, because that's what we fucking live in nowadays. It's nothing but fucking fear. There are so many people out there that are fearful that we're all gonna die from some mysterious disease that came out of nowhere. But in all reality, that's not the case at all. So I've always been under the mentality that diseases like COVID-19 weren't as serious as people claimed it to be. Here's the thing. Am I saying that what happened for bad things? No. People did die, but a lot less people died than what people think actually happened. So a lot of people are like, oh, millions of people died, when in fact not that many died. And usually people who would die was from people from corrupt immune systems or something wrong with their immune systems. Now, that's not saying that's the case for every single person, but it happened to a lot of people, that a lot of elderly people whose immune systems were a lot weaker and shit like that. Things that start to piss me off is when I started reading stuff about how, oh, this person died from COVID-19 when he had a fucking gunshot wound. A GSW to the fucking chest. Not many people can survive a gunshot wound to the chest. And I mean that, not many people can. So I was like, well, that seems a little odd, don't you think, that someone who died from COVID also had a giant ass gunshot wound to the chest? But I let it slide. But then I started seeing other things that were happening around the world. A lot of political bullshit, a lot of I hate to say it, racial bullshit, and just other things like that. Things that our government and other governments do that are corrupt. That's what they did. Oh, let's cover up all our mistakes by throwing out a disease, because what people don't really actually realize, COVID was around, I think it started to be around in the 60s or 70s, because there's textbooks. That's all about it. And I know what you're saying. Oh, so it's a new variant. This one's for humans. If you think about it logically, a lot of these diseases that are for animals are also deal? Good that. A lot of these diseases nowadays kinda that are for animals are kinda, they also have human variants, or they have the capability of doing that. But you know what doesn't have a Animal variant, Dubby. Dubby's an energy drink brand that I'm happy and proud to be a sponsor of. And if you use my code MOON32 at checkout, you get 10% off of everything in the store, including merch and, of course, Dubby itself. One of the cool things about Dubby is that it has a really good taste and it's actually good for the price. It's not overly expensive and it's not overly sugary. You don't feel crash when you get done drinking, and you don't feel those jitters that you normally get with other energy drink brands. But yeah, use my code MOON32. Let's continue on with the bullshit. Now again, I'm not a scientist. I don't know how shit like that works, but I do know that fear is a very powerful motivator. And that's what a lot of people do. And that's not me being like, oh, everyone's a sheep. Everyone needs to wake up. I'm not trying to get on a soapbox here at all. Like, I'm just speaking my mind. But when COVID was around, back in the marijuana days, I guess that's what you call it, it wasn't a big deal. And obviously, you know, diseases can get different variants. The reason it's called COVID-19 because it's like, I think that's the 19th variant. I think that's why it was called that. It wasn't because, oh, it came out in 2019. No, it was because of that. Let's see, this, and this. Sorry, I'm trying to get things set up. I need my bike. Now, the thing with the Disease X, I haven't really read much on it. I've only been seeing that it's trending and that people are afraid. But I do know that if there's one thing that I knew was going to happen was something bad was going to happen soon. I live in America, and there's always fucking something political going on, and I fucking hate it. One of the reasons why I hate politics, I don't do politic things just because I don't give enough shit about politics to warrant any like, oh, I vote this way and I want this person in office or these people. I don't give a shit. And I know that's probably a bad thing to say because like, oh, your vote matters. It honestly doesn't no more. I've never believed that the whole voting system is bullshit. But I've been seeing the stuff about this Disease X. And I'm like, huh, okay. So what's happening behind the scenes? What political figure in office or to become in office or who's getting elected or some shit like that? What's going on? What's going on with them? And not only that, you need to look at things like the stock market. The stock market will always tell you if something bad is about to happen. Usually, I remember reading this in one of my textbooks somewhere. And again, I don't even take textbook stuff, especially nowadays, into consideration because our whole ideology of what we should be learning is bullshit. It's all fucking bullshit. Oh, I know this place. I've used to have a house in a place like this. On a different playthrough. Not this one, sorry. But so I remember like that's one of the, oh shit, a lock safe. Hell yeah. Hey buddy. Fuck you. Now again, I don't know like what's happening behind the scenes all the time, and I never will. I'm not part of those 8 people of the world. I am under the belief that there are, and this is gonna count. Ring the bell. Ring the fucking bell. Conspiracy theory time. I'm under the impression that there's only 8 people in the world that control everything, and I mean that. Do you have all these higher power people? These rich billionaires and multi-millionaires, they're the ones control. They're not. There's people above them that is controlling other things, and obviously, oh fuck you. Yeah. So how do we counteract it? Stop being fucking afraid of shit. Yeah, I get it. Things are scary. Life is fucking scary. But as it turns out, if you live in fear all your life, you're never gonna see what's out there. There's a snake. There's a snake somewhere. Sorry. And I know that's kind of like, it's not easy because peer pressure is such a big thing. Oh my god. if there's one thing I never understood was the whole peer pressure aspect, especially in school. Oh, don't fall to peer pressure. I don't think I've ever fallen to peer pressure. That's not my thing. Is like, oh, I'm not gonna fit in. Oh no, I better do drugs or other shit like that. Oh, thanks. But we can't just give in. We can't lay on our backs and like, oh, well, this is where I die. I'm gonna die here. I don't understand like the whole I don't understand the whole sigma of like, oh, I'm just gonna fucking crawl over and die. Not crawl over, roll over and die because this X, Y, and Z just happened, and oh, we gotta be afraid. And I hate it. I hate that's what the world we live in today is, what it's become. And you can get mad at me for saying like COVID was bullshit, because I believe it was bullshit. And again, it's my fucking opinion. My opinion only matters to me. It doesn't matter to anyone else. And no matter what you say, that's just the way it is. And I hate that's like part of the whole COVID thing. There's people out there that were doing like the whole quarantine thing. Where I was working, I couldn't do it. And I didn't give a shit. And here's the thing. I was around hundreds, if not thousands of people without a mask a lot of the time. And no one really got sick. Like there was like one or two, but they didn't get COVID. One dude got fucking whatchamacallit, diarrhea, and the thing where you like just throw up a shit ton. I forget what it's called. But there was no like, oh, hey, this guy has COVID. We gotta do everything. And it was just so much. Oh my god, the whole fucking thing. Nice. Where's it at? Southwest. I just don't know. It's like it made no sense to me. Oh, we're not gonna act like other people? Cool. Not mad about it. Get that cornmeal out of here. I don't want your fucking cornmeal. Fuck you. I'll take your nails though. Oh man. But fear, we shouldn't fear anything. The only thing you should fear is fear itself, really. And I forget who said that. It was either a president or someone in political office. I think it was a president. I think it wasn't Eisenhower. As it turns out, I'm just not smart. Where the fuck am I going? Am I going down? Well, so my thought is just don't be subject to like the masses of people. But yeah, if you believe that like quarantining and like doing all these vaccination shits are cool, go for it. That's you. I personally, I'm not a scientist. I don't know how vaccines truly work. I get the concept of how they work, but I don't know how like they work. Like what is inside of them that makes them work, you know? Is there a dog back here? No. And one of the things that it always rubbed me the wrong way was the whole COVID vaccine. We have had diseases for, well, longer than, you know, COVID-19 ever happened, and it always made me wonder like how the fuck is it we can't get our shit together with like X, Y, and Z, but we can push out this vaccine in under 6 months. Like again, I don't know how it takes or what it takes to make a vaccine for anything, because once more, I am not a scientist, so I don't know how that shit works. But I do know it doesn't take 6 months. It takes a little longer because you have to study that shit. But then part of me is like, oh, well, maybe it's because this shit has been around since the fucking 70s, 80s. I don't know. We're one of those two. But then I started thinking, well, if that was the case, we'd already be like, wouldn't we have already been giving people those growing up? You know, oh, hey, make sure you get your child this and this because, yes, you know? Like, personally, it just makes no sense to me how a vaccine gets like. And again, I mean, a broken record, fucking not a scientist, so I don't know how it works. But it makes me wonder, like, what's shit like disease X is gonna do? Like, oh, new vaccination, you gotta get your like 15 booster shots. I don't know like anything shit about the whole booster shots. Like, what I know about a vaccine is that it is a dead variant of a disease that is inside an antibiotic serum with like a little bit of the specimen that is still alive. So your body's like, all right, this thing is new, it is foreign, and is alive and fucking us up. Let's fuck it up. I'm just gonna use that. Man, I just don't have storage. I need so much more storage. Wrap that. But of course, I don't really know like what to say after that. Because regardless of what I think, it's gonna come down to what the government wants us to do and believe. In which, sadly, it's gonna be, oh, we need to make sure no one comes out of their houses for years. I mean, it's just sad, really. Like the thought of government just pisses me off. Like I've never liked the government at all. Between the corrupt shit, just the way they treat people, into thinking that there's some cool person. Maybe back in the, well, I wouldn't even say back in the day, hell, probably in the past like 2,000 years they've been shitty. All government's just bullshit. We're still gribble out when you need them. I would love I would love just to, if I'm trying to make an avatar, I'd love to just kind of base off Dale Gribble. You know who Dale Gribble is? I feel bad for you. And not in the like bad way, but like fucking hell. Anything up here? Oh. Well, look how the tables have folded, good sir. Let's see this. All right, go back home. And I guess I could go check what this has. I'm gonna go check what it has. Maybe I can probably get rid of some stuff. But yeah, like I don't really have much more to say on it, just because I don't know what it's about. I don't know anything about it, because like I was saying, I don't really read shit like that. I don't give enough shit to read about stuff like that, just so I'm kind of the outcast of it all. And that's not me like, oh, I'm so cool for being an outcast. No, it's just like, I just don't care. And you can get mad at me for, oh, you're being harmful to other people. Personally, the world's fucked already as it is. There is no, one person's not going to make a difference. 100 people's not going to make a difference. 1,000 people, 10,000, 100,000, 1,000,000. It's going to take us, it would take 90% of the population to make a difference. And that's not going to be some fucking cloth mask. Honestly, like, it makes no sense to me, especially with the cloth mask things that happen, or the little paper mache shit. What's that? Smoke masks? We got those. Chemical masks? We got that. Biological warfare mask? We got that. Nuclear shit? We have that. The deadliest disease known to mankind? Here. Put on a little cloth diaper. The fuck is this shit doing? Look at this little shit. You think you're special? Think you're an individual? Fuck you. Coming up one way or another. But of course, I mean, I will say, for a lot of people who like on Etsy, though, they probably had a field day with the whole mask thing. Because I did see some cool designs for mask. And I think I bought one just because I like the way it looked. But I don't think I ever wore it, which, I mean, I've spent more money on other shit before that I've never spent or used, and that's just a bad little con that I have in my life. So I do shit like that sometimes. But that is what it is. All right, I'm gonna grab this thing. Fuck. That was weird. I couldn't do anything for a second there. But I'm gonna grab this and then I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna end it there because that's all I want to talk about is just that. I don't think I'll talk about it unless a development happens, or hell, if somehow, some way the big boys up in the world see this shit and they're like, you know what? Fuck this guy. Take it down. We want you to take it down. Goddamn birds. Fuck you. And you. Oh, there's a fucking horde too. Sorry, I know I got quiet. I just turn around, you dumbass. Bonk. Go to horny jail. Bonk. Oh, I see that dog. Alright, as long as it doesn't give me any more ammo, I'll be alright. All right, perfect. Too easy. Too fucking easy. All right. Oh, man. One of these days, though, I do also feel like there's going to be a man-made zombie virus. Like, hell, we might already have a man-made zombie virus. And there's going to be just one day when we finally release it into the world. Actually, now I'm thinking about it, you know, a variant of zombie I would want in this? I would like something that if you were to shoot its head off, it would still live, you know? All right. But yeah, that's all the time I got for today's episode. If you want to see more content like this and other things that I got planned in the future, there is a button down there. It's called the subscribe button. You guys can if you want to, because I will never tell you to do so. And if you let me know that I'm doing a good job, there's a button for that too. It's called the like button. Again, Don't have to edit butts out my girls' channel, and they help the YouTube out of them, push me out to other people. It'd mean a lot if you did. But no, I'm not for everyone. Just want to tell you to do one thing. Tell your friends, your family, and your pets about who I am and what I do. Lastly, you got the comments. Let me know what you guys think about everything I said. Let me know your opinions. That's all I want to know. Anyway, my name is Moon, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye!